Hello and welcome back to the channel. It's Ed here from Instant Physio. Today we're talking about the key things that you need to consider before training for your first marathon. Now, I've been a physio for 11 years and I've seen lots of people coming into the clinic just before their marathon and they've hurt themselves, and there's some really key mistakes that people make that you can avoid by watching this video. So we're going to start with the first one. So it's really important that you understand your current load tolerance before you start training for your first marathon. What does load tolerance mean? It means how much you can run at the moment comfortably and what is your maximum capacity. Different factors will impact on this. How much you've been a runner. If you're brand new to running, it might be a lot lower. If you've got any previous injuries, that might reduce how much your maximum load tolerance is. Other factors are things like sleep and rest and recovery, and even things like BMI can be important as well. So it's important to know that to the best of your ability. There was a runner who came in, he felt like he was quite a fit guy, and his ego got the better of him, and part of the training program that he chose, which was an advanced one, was that he could run 10k in under 50 minutes pain-free. And actually he'd never done 10k before. He'd only done 5k. 2 months into his training program, he had all sorts of injuries that meant he had to stop. He did get through the marathon, but it was not anywhere near at the pace he wanted. If he'd started at a more reasonable, perhaps intermediate or beginner level, he would have got better results. So if you know that you can run 5k comfortably without a single bit of pain, that's really helpful to know, because it means there's certain programs out there that are going to be more suitable for you. Equally, if you run twice a week and your running program is telling you to run 5 times a week, that's a huge shift, something to be bearing in mind really. The second one is your training schedules. Choosing the right training schedule to reflect that is the second most important thing. It's really important to think about your personal lifestyle and what's realistic for you. There is benefits to doing 5 times a week of running, but most people can't fit in 5 days a week of running with a full-time job. It's quite a lot to fit in. It's important to think about your lifestyle to make your decision on what training program to choose. Consulting with a physio and a running coach can help you, get that answer correct. And I'll be putting together some free information about how to choose the best one in the coming weeks. Key principles would be not going more than 10% a week over your current training load. So increasing your training amount by 10% a week is sensible. 80-20 rule is important. So 80% of the week should be low and slow, and 20% could be harder and more challenging. Most people do it the other way around, and they think, unless I'm blowing and pushing myself as hard as I can, it's not a real workout. And that's where they run into trouble. Tapering weeks are important. So every 4th week, you might look at just reducing the volume of training by 50%. And that means for the next 4 weeks, you've then got fresher legs to be able to get to those top end, basically. The third one is rest and recovery. Now, that's what I've talked about with your lifestyle. If you've got kids, if you've got a newborn, if you've got a really busy job, or you just naturally don't sleep very well, these are really important factors to take into account when you're planning your routine and your training schedule. Good sleep is actually seen as a performance enhancing routine, and it's how people like Federer, Serena Williams, Ronaldo have had such long careers, because they famously have an hour's nap in the middle of the day, because it has such a big impact on performance and recovery as well. If you're choosing a training schedule that is radically different to what you're doing now, and you're not so good at sleeping and rest and recovery, and perhaps a lot of loss of stress, that's a big risk in terms of that big jump, and that would be something to really bear in mind. Equally, if you've been working through your training schedule, it's going well, and you have a week where you don't sleep well, you're under lots of stress, perhaps you go on a few nights out and drink alcohol, these are all reasons why you wouldn't sleep as well. That needs to be reflected in your training schedule for that next week, because the runs that you've done that week, you won't have recovered from as well. And this can build up a bit of a snowball effect, lack of recovery, leading to an overuse injury like runner's knee, Achilles tendinopathy, plantar fasciopathy. It's better to do these things to avoid that from happening. So really what I'm saying with this third point is go easy, particularly if it's your first one, because it's very easy to overdo it and let your ego get the better of you. But these are the things that you can use to help keep you in check. Now there's a fourth one, which I haven't put in the title, the strength and conditioning. Those who neglect strength and conditioning are neglecting a way of preventing injury and boosting their performance and speed as well. So it's really a choice of whether you want to reduce your risk of injury and increase your speed and performance, or obviously not do that and increase the risk of injury. So it doesn't have to be hours and hours of strength and conditioning. It could be 30 minutes once a week as a starting point. Strengthen your calf muscles, your hamstrings, your quads, your glutes, foot muscles, and that's just an insurance policy. That's how I see it. If it's a 30-minute period of time that you can put into your week, that will help to reduce the risk of injury. And lots of our runners do this. I've done it personally. I actually broke my toe, couldn't run for 12 weeks, did strength and conditioning, cross training and cycling. And on my second run back, I got a sub 20-minute 5K, having never done that before. And that's because my legs were really, really strong. I did loads of foot strengthening work and calf strengthening work, but also my cardiovascular fitness was really, really good. And that meant that my threshold and ability to run that 5K was really, really good. So that's a story for another video as well, but it's just a testament to how important strength and conditioning is. So hit subscribe. There's more videos coming around this topic. I know how stressful it can be doing your first marathon, and I want to just give you as much information as I can on injury prevention and ways in which you can improve your experience of doing that first marathon. So my name is Ed. Just hit subscribe, ask questions in the comments, and I'll do videos based on those questions. Thanks for watching.